Intimacy and sex are two different things. Sex is an action, right? It is the act of having sex. Intimacy is when you are really connecting with someone, you know, when you are opening yourself to someone, being vulnerable with someone, communicating with someone. And that someone could be an intimate sexual partner, but it could also be a friend, right? We can be intimate with each other without actually having sex. And then of course we can have intimacy and sex, and then that's fantastic, right? Into me you see. Intimacy. Wow. If I'm to let someone else see me for who I really am, then what does that entail? Well, it entails being authentic, being vulnerable, being resilient, being honest, being able to communicate, connect, share, feel, and to be able to feel into those insecurities, those fears, doubts, worries, and to really examine what is behind our judgments, our self-criticisms, our lack of self-worth. That's a lot, right? That's a lot for anyone. And then you add in having IBD or an ostomy, and it's like, oh my God, right? It's all amplified. How we communicate. It's so important. How do we express how we feel? Right? It's hard to find the words at times to express our emotions, to express our thoughts. But when we can come from that place of love and compassion and from our hearts, it's going to be so much easier to connect with others. Right? If I'm honestly able to tell you how I feel and to feel like I'm being heard, then that is so empowering. And then if I'm in relationship with someone else, to be able to let that person voice how they're feeling, to open the dialogue without taking it all so personally, to really see, you know, how someone else is feeling about us. And even with an ostomy, you know, if you end up getting an ostomy and you're in partnership with someone, to have that honest dialogue. Because for me, it took years for me to accept myself. I mean, if I met someone with an ostomy, or if I was in relationship with someone with an ostomy at that time, I would have a hard time looking at that person too. So it's being raw, right? But it's so validating just to be able to express how we feel and to let others express how they feel. What is nice about all of this is the evolution of my own self-growth, of me really looking deep into who I am, as to why I think certain ways about myself, as to how this then related out into my relationships, and how we can support each other, and how we can feel supported when we're in relationship. So even if we can't have sex because we feel so crappy or because of logistics, just touching, snuggling, kissing, holding, right? We can be intimate in so many other ways. Now, when I got my ostomy, as I told you, it was very painful. It was entirely different. My cervix is also at a completely different angle. When I go to an appointment, the guy knows, like, where's your cervix gone? I'm like, oh, that was back there somewhere. So things feel differently. There's certain positions that are a no-go for me. I'm like, no, I don't do that. That's not part of my repertoire. I don't do that. But you never know. Like, I know at this stage what works and what doesn't work for my body. So being playful with it and figure out and be clear with your own boundaries, super important. Again, that comes back to the communication. And then you might experience a fistula from the rectum through to the vagina. That happened to a friend of mine. And that can feel, you know, that can be very degrading for a woman, you know, you have feces coming in through your vagina. So if that's going on, I would definitely consult with my medical people. But if you are having symptoms, you're probably not going to want to have sex, but you never know. But I would definitely use protection if I am doing that. I would have protection if someone ever is having oral sex. I think I wouldn't be doing oral sex. If I was having a fistula from the rectum through to the vagina, I like it. But having a wrap, for me, I just felt so much more sexy. I'm like, why did I do this years ago? Now, it's not like I want to be reliant on it. Oh my God, I don't have my ostomy wrap, I can't have sex. No, but I just really like the feel of it. And because then I'm not thinking, oh my God, where is it now? Is it going to pull off in the throes of passion? So, you know, check them out. Also, logistically, I always empty my bag before I have sex. I have an ileostomy, so I try to empty it out. But, you know, I prefer to break the spell and go into the bathroom rather than break the spell if it decides to have an accident, you know what I mean? But everyone, again, it's personal preference. It's what you are comfortable with.